Hello everybody, hope you're well. This video is about BLUETTI and it's about this, the new AC70, and this unit here is running everything in our cottage at the moment. It's a 1000 watt with a 768 watt hour battery inside. And also BLUETTI have sent me one of these, which is also new. It's the AC2A. And as part of this video, we'll be giving this 2A away to one of our subscribers in the UK. So listen on later in the video, because this giveaway is slightly different. BLUETTI have asked for some information. They want to know where and what you'd use these power packs for. They're doing a bit of research, as well as our normal giveaway process. They also want you to tell where and what you would use them for. But we're giving away this lovely little AC2A as part of this video. And we're going to show you how we use these in here in the camper van, in the shed, and what we use them for. So first of all, this lovely little AC2A. I've just had my laptop plugged into it. I've just been doing a bit of editing. Super little lightweight. I'll put a load of information at the bottom of the screen as we go through these. But this one is a 300 watt and it's got a battery in of 204.8 watt hours. So if you was to use this on 204.8 watt hours, it'll last you an hour on AC. Lovely little package. I really like these. I have a slightly bigger one of these that I use all the time for editing. I think it's a size up from this. This is the smallest size that BLUETTI do. It's obviously got a battery inside. It's a lithium phosphate battery, and if you're new to this world of power packs, the lithium phosphate batteries are the newer generation ones, and that means the cycles, you'll get about 3,000 plus cycles before the capacity of the battery will drop to 80%. So it's got a quality battery inside. They come with a 5-year warranty. Lovely and easy to use, and the type of thing you would use this for is charging your cameras up, charging your phone up. On the front of it here you have one USB-C 100 watts, a USB-A at 5 volts at 2.4 amps, and another USB-A at the same one, 5 volts at 2.5 amps. You have the traditional old-fashioned cigarette socket, 12 volts at 10 amps, and then your input in here for your solar and your car charging. So you can charge this from the cigarette light socket on your car. So if you've got one of these on your car, there's a lead that comes with this that plugs in there, and you can charge it as you're driving along in your car. And you also can plug solar into there as well. On the side of that is a socket for where your lead goes in, and that's your mains lead, and that's your power that goes in to charge it, and it's fast charging. And this here is an earthing spike. So it comes with a screw, and you can put a screw in there, and you can put a cable to a spike in the ground if you're using this outside. But it's a relatively new design for BLUETTI, and I think what they're doing is to bring the price down for these smaller ones. They're making them a bit more simple, so they're still using the quality plastics. The build's the same as some of the big units that we use, but they've changed the design to have these little handles on the back, which is great. One thing you don't want with this is a bloody great big handle on the top that gets in the way. There's no phone charging on the top. The more expensive, bigger ones have phone charging through charging for your phone on the top. It doesn't come with this. You can use them on the app, and it's just nice and easy to use. Nice, straightforward, easy thing to use. But even as something like if you're going away and you're taking your e-bike with you and you want to top your e-bike battery up, this would be a great thing for that. If you're taking your kids away and you want to keep them quiet with the laptop and the mobile phones charged up, great for that. You could fit this in a rucksack, and you could take this away camping with you in a tent, and you'd be able to charge your phones, run your iPad and anything else you want to run from it as well. Run lights from it, and anything that would plug into this that would run at 10 amps. So if you're camping and you want to take a pump to blow your airbed up, as long as it's not over 10 amps, you could plug that into there and it would blow your airbed up as well. It's a lovely little, straightforward, everything you want in something of this size. So you don't have to buy these massive power packs. If you've seen before in my camper van, We've got over 6 kilowatt hours of BLUETTI power packs in the back of that camper van, and that runs everything. We can run air fryers and all sorts of stuff in there. We never run out of power. And even if I go away camping and some mates are struggling with power, they'll literally plug into the power backs in back of my camper van. But that's significantly bigger and far more expensive than a lovely little unit like this. Nice simple display. It tells you how much power is going in, how much power you've got left on a symbol and a percentage, and how much power is going out as well. Both units come with the same things in the box. You get your car charger, you get a solar link, and you get your power lead. No charging brick nowadays, just one of these which we call a kettle lead. And these charge in 3 different ways. So you can have a silent charge, which obviously takes longer, a standard charge, or you can have it on turbo charge. In the camper van, I'd use these for, well, both of them actually, for the similar type of things. Being a YouTuber, you end up with lots of cameras, batteries for everything, microphones, different types of cameras, and all these need charging. You need to keep on top of these. There's nothing worse than going out and finding that your self-flying drone battery's flat and you haven't charged it in time, or one of your microphones is flat and it's a real windy day, or your cameras are just about to run out of power. So these size of units are perfect for that. This one's nice and easy. If you was doing something a bit further away from the camper van, you could actually put that in a rucksack and take it with you. That one's slightly bigger and slightly heavier. You could use that as a base unit within the camper van to charge all this type of kit. But in the camper van, if you had kids, you could plug a laptop into this, keep your kids happy while you're travelling. Small devices really, particularly for this one, but versatile because it's light and easy to use. Incidentally, these both work off an app. They don't have Wi-Fi in these, they only have Bluetooth, but they link to the standard BLUETTI app. They both come with a 5-year guarantee. None of them have lights on them either. So there's no through charging, there's no light, and there's no internet link to the app. And I think that's what they're doing to keep the cost down. For these smaller units, you don't want to be paying over the odds. And I think the marketing thinking behind this is to make a 1,000 watt unit and a smaller 300 watt unit, lowering cost so they can sell more products. Because there's probably a little bit of a gap in the market there. BLUETTI do massive units, unlike the ones in the back of my camper van. You know, really big heavy units, but these are the portable ones you can practically take anywhere. This is literally plugged into our off-grid switch, which goes into our mains fuse box, and this is running everything in the cottage. We haven't got a lot on at the moment, a few lights, and that's about it. Same display. This does have an app, so you can link this to your phone as an app. All your controls basically are on the front. You've got 2 sockets. This will give you 1,000 watts, and it has a battery in of 780 watt hours. So what that means is, if you was to use this on 768 watts, it would last you for an hour, and proportionately that's how you work out how long it would last you. So this is currently running at the moment on 120 watts, and that's just basically lights in here at the moment, and I think the TV's on standby. The display's good. How much is going in, how much is going out, how much AC is going in when you're charging it, and how much AC is going out when you're discharging it. So DC on this side, AC on that side. And the sockets, you have a USB-C at 100 watts, a USB-A at 12 watts, a USB-A at 12 watts, a USB-C at 100 watts. So 2 USB-Cs at 100 watts and 2 USB-As at 12 watts. The obligatory cigarette plug, which is 12 volts at 10 amps, and again your input there for your car charger and solar, and this will take 12 volts to 58 volts, 10 amps to 500 watts of input. And on the side here, the same as the other one, is where your kettle lead goes in. There's no power brick for either of these, it's just a kettle lead, and it also has the earthing spike on there. Nothing on the back, nothing on the top, no through charging, and this unit is just basically the same as the last one but much bigger. Both of these are perfectly adequate for charging and running a laptop. That's my MacBook Pro. But the tip is, if you're going to run a laptop from one of these power units, so you're not using the inverter and using extra power, if you get one of these 12 volt supplies, it's only using 20 watts to charge up my laptop. So that'll last a hell of a long time. But both those units are perfectly adequate. You know, this one's ideal if you want to work remotely in the garden, or you want to go for a walk somewhere and take some photographs and edit them on your laptop, or do some filming and do your editing in the middle of nowhere. This would fit in a rucksack, you could take it with you. Again, camper van wise, small electric toaster, sandwich maker, electric pizza oven, induction hob, electric kettle and a hot pot. All of these, one at a time, would run off this unit. You'd be able to make a meal using these products here on this unit. But remember, it's only 768 watt hours. It'll give 1,000 watts out or 2,000 watts on a peak. But if you use 768 watts, it'll last an hour. Now this uses about 600 watts. So you'd be able to boil that kettle for over an hour. And obviously it's only going to take about 5 minutes to make a cup of tea. Likewise with some of these other products, you just need to test the wattage of the products you've actually got against the wattage capacity of the power station to make sure you've got enough power within the unit for it to work. But as a backup in the cottage, if we didn't have the switch as we have to put it through our main fuse box, we can use all these low powered products in the cottage if we have a power cut through a power pack of this size. The smaller one is a bit small to run against this, but this 1,000 watt peaks at 2,000 watt and has 768 watt hours of power. In the shed, if you see my channel, we do lots of e-bike testing, and this shed doesn't have a power supply, so we can use these power packs, both of these. Obviously there's not as much power in that one, but that's an ideal one to have in your car. Keep it charged by your car and then plug your bike battery charger into this as you're driving along to top your battery up. But that one will easily top up or charge any of these e-bikes in here. And in the workshop, I'm restoring this old Triumph here, and these are great, really handy and useful to be in the workshop, particularly if you're running remote lighting systems. As you can see, it's a bit packed in here, but anything you need a power supply that you can't get a socket to, you can plug into one of these. Or if the power goes down in the cottage and I want to come down here and work, I can run this off one of these power packs, particularly the bigger one. But I can run some things off this as long as the wattage is in with the size of the battery and the 300 watt output. So they can be used in the workshop as well. Charging drills, battery chargers for motorbikes, anything you need the power from really. Lights, keeping your phone charged up. I think I need a bit of a tidy up. Yeah, and the big one will even run that 400 watt radiator as well. So that gives you an overview of where we use our power packs, and particularly the ones of this size. And as I said at the beginning of the video, we're going to give the smaller one of these away to a subscriber. You have to be a UK subscriber, and in the comments you need to leave the words "I want one." But BLUETTI have also asked us to ask you where you would use either of these and what for, because they're doing a bit of research. They're obviously looking at the product range and they're getting some customer feedback. So they've asked for those comments to put in the comments as well. So on a future video, we'll randomly pick somebody and give this unit away to them. And we'll cover the postage, there'll be no costs. So later on in February or early March, we'll announce the winner of this and we'll put a slide in of your comment. So make sure you use the words "I want one." You have to be a subscriber, you have to be in the UK, and we'd appreciate it to give some feedback to BLUETTI. Where would you use them and what would you use them for? And undoubtedly we're going to get some weird and wonderful answers. Thanks as always for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.